You have one thing that is called life, and you only get it one time, and your time is ticking. So I feel like if you spend that one life that you were given worrying about what other people think, you're gonna regret it.
The way Instagram works is they like dark humor. You give them the dark humor, it's gonna do good. That's when I started posting dark humor. 2 days I gained like 30K followers.
One time I was on live, and someone was like, hey, I know where you're at. 5 minutes later, they pull up and they're like, hey, can I take a picture? I'll never say no to a picture. Never say no to a picture. And I did find it a little bit like creepy, but it's nothing like out of my comfort zone.
Does dating affect you?
I think it affects me because I don't know if the girl wants me for me or because of that I do social media.
Right. That's hard to suss out.
We just like, oh, let's go film some videos. We get in my car. And they were like, all right, brainstorm. It's like, this is the topic. Okay, let's do it. And we just pull out the camera. We don't write the scripts. And that's Sublime Podcast.
This wasn't the joke, but this was an improvisation.
That's
so
getting
now we're
flipped.
rolling. Okay, but I have to say all the same things again. Sublime Podcast, 3rd season. Let's do this, guys. Let's go. So I got somebody really interesting. The enigmas of social media, the folks who are doing this effortlessly and getting enormous amount of views. All the businesses learn from them how to get attention to your content. David and Kash, and I got Kate, who is one of my co-hosts today, and she has a background in journalism, contributed a lot of questions to today's conversation, and also Sarah, who I think knows a bit more and closer to the generation that understands social media, not like us millennials. Cool. ¿Qué pasa, señores and señoritas?
Que show.
Yo, qué rollo, qué rollo.
Querido, what's your background? Like, how did you guys, firstly, you speak Spanish fluently,
Yeah.
both of you, as far as I understand. Right, and I'm like, well, it feels so effortless. So, like, are you coming from like multilingual families? Like, what's up?
Well, I was born in Mexico,
Mhm.
so Spanish is my first language. So I was just taught to just only speak Spanish at home, and then if I want to speak English, it has to be outside of the house. I wasn't allowed to speak English at home.
Wow, that's kind
Yeah.
of strict.
Yeah, but it was good though, because I mean, at least I'm not what do they call it? No sabo.
No sabo.
Yeah,
I don't know what it means.
What does that
it's like
mean?
when you speak like Spanish like halfway,
Oh, like
and then
Spanish.
you get like bullied for it from all the Mexicans.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about you, Kash?
Me, I learned Spanish from my dad's side, which I don't really know that much Spanish, but I mean, I could speak it.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, my dad's from Jalisco and my mom's from San Diego. They're from two different, one's from out here and the other one's from Mexico.
Mhm.
So I used to live with my dad and then I moved with my mom, which my mom's Mexican too, but she doesn't speak to me in Spanish,
Mhm.
only in English. My dad was the only one that would talk to me in Spanish, and his wife.
Do you feel like you think differently when you switch languages?
No, I don't think so.
Think differently as in how?
Like your ideation process might be like different.
I think my
System
jokes
of
are just
values.
funnier because I think it's Spanish. It's because at least when I went to Mexico or just in my household,
Mhm.
like everybody like bullying is our laughter. So I feel like if I apply that on my videos, it just makes it funnier. So I feel like it affects my videos in a good way.
Mhm.
Definitely.
So you said you think in Spanish, right? But
Yeah.
like how long have you been in the US?
Well, I came here when I was like 2 years old, and then up until I was 11, then I went back to school in Mexico, and I spent 2 years in Mexico doing 6th and 7th grade, and then I just came back. Yeah, I just wanted to go for the experience and then just to visit some family.
So like do you feel more tied to like being American or Mexican, or like is it just kind
I
of
think
a mix?
it's a mix for sure, but definitely more on the Mexican side.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
definitely
see.
more.
So you still go back and forth, I guess.
Yeah, and especially because all my friends, they're pretty much all Mexican.
Mm.
Well, it's between all races, but just mostly Mexican. So I feel like that helps me keep my Mexican side. For
Yeah,
sure.
because you do have some content which is just pure Spanish.
Yeah.
And then you
Which
just
I need to
don't
do
give
more
it.
videos in only
Uh-huh.
Spanish because I want to expand my audience to more Mexico side.
Yeah, it's a huge country.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's huge.
Have you traveled to Mexico ever?
I've been to Ensenada. I
Uh-huh.
went on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about like Cancun?
I went when I was very young. I haven't gone recently, but I went when I was really young, and it's really nice. Cancun is really nice.
Someone told me a story that the Cancun is more like it's a isolation enclave with Mexico, and if you go too far away from Cancun, then you're going to actually experience the military guarding this enclave. They're like, like tanks there, like huge trucks with machine guns and so on. So they're trying to separate.
I had a friend who went too far and entered that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was getting chased by a truck.
Oh yeah, that's a true
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. So let's talk about your talents. So you guys are, as I mentioned, the influencers, the social media enigmas. So to give you guys specifics, so David is 150K followers on IG and over 600 followers on TikTok. I think 90 million likes. Interesting, TikTok shows this. And you, Kash, over 100 on IG, 200,000 on TikTok. And also, what's interesting is that you put a bit less of content, but your content goes harder somehow. So you have a lot of like millions and millions and millions views
Yeah.
on Instagram. So I wonder if you have a formula. It's like in your case, David, you just post content out almost, I think, every day. Like,
Yeah.
how often do you do this?
I post it every day or every other day. Just when I treat my Instagram like I post whenever I feel like it, and it does pretty good. For my TikTok, I do have dates that I have to post, and yeah, I don't really. Well, I post more also because I treat it more like a job. Like I feel like I need to have it as a full-time job.
It can become a job
Yeah.
for sure. Like what about you, Kash? Like when you post?
I mean, I try to post as often as I can, but when I have time I always have time, but when I have someone for like a video or someone that can help me with a video, because I usually need help, like someone to talk behind the cameras. And I also as well treat it like a job. Like I try to treat it like a job,
Yeah.
but most of the time I just be gaming.
Yeah, and we did also have a question about the monetization of this. So we're talking about jobs. Job is something that is supposed to compensate all your effort, right?
Yeah.
What was your question about making money?
Yeah. How do you guys monetize on social media? And do you?
Yeah, so I actually do. The reason why I say I treat it like a job is because it is my job. That's my full time. For TikTok, I monetize it because there's programs. There's a whole bunch of ways to make money on TikTok. You can go live, which makes you a decent amount of money depending on like the engagement you have. For me, it's live. There's audios. Certain audios pay, and then there's if your video is over a minute long, it qualifies to get money based off views. So as long as it's a minute long, you get paid a certain amount for each 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's on what platform?
On TikTok.
On TikTok.
Yeah, and then on Instagram, it's same thing. There's multiple ways to make money. You got bonuses. There's ads on your profile, and just like in general, like people like sharing your content. And so I monetize that and Facebook together. So it's whatever I post on Instagram gets sent to Facebook, and it's just automatically just generating for me.
Yeah. How did you guys get started? Like, did you wait till you had a certain number of followers before you started doing that? Or you were like, I'm going to start social media. I'm going to make money from this.
Well, when I first started it, the program wasn't even out. So you couldn't make money off of 1 minute videos. I don't even think you were allowed to make 1 minute videos back then. It was only like up to like 30 seconds, like 15 and 30 seconds. And then they introduced that. But for me, it was just post. And then when you hit 10,000 followers, then you're able to make money on it.
Yeah.
But that came pretty late.
This is like their creativity program,
Yeah, their
right? Like the
creativity.
TikTok program. Yeah.
Getting to this like milestone, and there are multiple ways of getting there. So
Yeah.
I'm all for like organic growth. Okay, and the reason why it's important to have organic following compared to well, guys, nowadays you can get pretty much anything for money, right?
Yeah.
So the way Instagram and maybe other social media platforms calculates your distribution means how many people see your content, is that it takes first chunk of your following, like say 10%, and then it shows your new content you just posted to them and measures the engagement. If people like it, if people leave comments, if people watch it, rewatch it, share, and so on. If the algorithm sees a lot of engagement on this first chunk, then it takes like next like 20% of your following and show it to them, and then keeps measuring all the way until 100%. And for like Reels and TikToks, it goes beyond this. Okay, so when the following is not organic, which means a bunch of dead weight. Unfortunately, dead weight doesn't really watch your content. You see, so everything you post kind of dies in this very first chunk.
Yeah.
You see, so I'd rather have organic following but less of it than kind of maybe like artificially inflated following.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel pressure to like make content where you get a lot of views, or does it come like organically? You get inspired by it and you're gonna like put something out there?
Well, we kind of got I wouldn't say we got the algorithm down, but we definitely know how to get people's attention, and it depends on like how far we want to go. Like if we really wanted to get like blow up, then we'll just not censor what we say. We won't censor what we do, and we just go all in and out. Because it's really all about like catch the audience attention in the first 5 seconds. That's
your hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hook is the most important thing. So
100%.
depending on how crazy you want to do that hook, then I'll do better.
So on the filtering or unfiltered content. So what I know is that TikTok specifically might be a bit too picky about like swearing, about like talking about things, or using gestures and whatnot, which comes in the form of like some videos getting taken down, accounts getting suspended. So did you experience any of this?
I've experienced just being banned on TikTok Live.
Wow.
And it was very depressing because that's where I used to make my money most of the time. And then I keep appealing it, can't get it done. I used to make a very good amount a day and made a second account. You started making money off of there, but then got banned again. But it wasn't, I guess I got banned over sexual stuff, but it wasn't like, I didn't really do anything. It was just, I don't know, people reporting my account.
Yeah, all I can really say is I don't really think TikTok is very strict on what you post or say, because if you see my videos, I do very sexual content, very explicit.
As well as your Kash.
I swear a lot.
Your stuff is also very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's all in the matter of like building your audience. Like if you build an audience where it's like, oh, like they're used to me cussing, they're used to me doing all these like all out, then they're cool about it. Like you can go live and you can cuss, but I know I have a lot of friends who are very like, their content is they didn't get their audience used to them doing that. So if they say one bad word, or even if they say damn,
Cancelled.
yeah, their video gets taken down.
Wow.
So and they're always like, David, how do you do it? Like I see you cussing and saying doing all these things. I'm like, I just build that relationship between me and my audience, and they don't report me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I thought that it's
yeah.
Go on.
There's like a lot of trust. Like this is like people who really connect with you, it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost, well, it's really just building a family on TikTok. That's all it is. Like when we go live, I call my my audience, I call them mis amores, which is like my loves.
Oh,
and
that's sweet.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, like welcome to mis amores, like you want to join the family, and then just have a conversation. You have like those one-on-one. That's really important, definitely on social media, having the interaction with your audience, because in the end, those are the people that are making it all happen. So
and you have over 500,000 mis amores.
Yeah.
Talk a bit more about your guys' process of making content. So who writes the skits? You work together a lot, as far as I understand. But one of you is behind the camera, one of you is in front of the camera. Sometimes you like when it's a dialogue, then one of you is talking from kind of like voiceover. So when you do things together, who writes the skits? Who writes the scripts and so on? Who films? Who edits?
I mean, we both do half and half. We help each other out with our videos. Like if I think of an idea that matches his like algorithm, his like videos, I'll give him the idea and like help him out. And then if he knows like something with my algorithm, he'll tell me like, oh, you should do this, I should do this, and like.
Yeah, but the whole process is very, very simple, honestly. We just like, oh, let's go film some videos. We get in my car, and they're like, all right, brainstorm. It's like, this is the topic. Okay, let's do it. And we just pull out the camera. We don't write the scripts, nothing. We just come up with them on the spot. We're like, oh, actually do this. Or like, oh, it's better if you do this. It's really easy, honestly. We do it all like I think just because we have a very creative and like I said, we can't be in the same room together because we just go laughing. Yeah, it's just our imagination just goes wild, and we just.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy. Like sometimes you could run out of ideas, but
yeah, you can run out of ideas. But I feel like with the right people,
you need like a right people.
Yeah,
that's able to brainstorm a title. So we make our videos off a title.
It's not just you though. So as far as I guess, I've watched maybe like close to 100 of your videos together. I spent 2 days doing this. So Because I see there are other people in your videos. Sometimes they are in the camera, sometimes they are a voiceover. But I guess this is kind of you're supporting like the family who you can bounce ideas off of and sometimes bring in for the videos.
Yeah.
So how much you do just on your own and how much you leverage the people that support you?
Well, for my videos, it's me in the driver's seat and me in the passenger seat, and I do my own voiceovers. And then
But there's also a girl. You're known for this kind of
it's not a girl, it's me.
It's your voice. Bam.
Yeah. A lot
I
of
got
people tell me,
tricked.
"Hey, David, they're like, do the girl voice, do the girl voice." But it's not a voice I can do. It's my voice, and then I
adapt.
just change the voice to girls.
So it's machine learning, AI.
Yeah, it's an AI.
Oh, I see.
But it's my voice, and I just put it through an AI.
I see.
I've actually seen a couple of your videos pop up on my For You page,
Yeah.
and I just like want to ask how you were able to imitate like the girlfriend voice so well.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me like, "David, you've gone through all these experiences with every girl, then if you were able to like reenact them perfectly," because sometimes I do get really into character. And I've had actually funny story. One time I went to a dance, and I was taking pictures with girls, and like because they were like my supporters, and a girl comes up to me and she starts screaming at me. She's like, "Why are you taking pictures with girls? You have a girlfriend." I was like, "I don't have a girlfriend. What are you talking about?" She's like, "You do videos with your girlfriend all the time." And I was like, "No, I don't. Look on my page." And she looks at my page and she's like, "It's you the whole time." Because I guess sometimes I will play the role too good, and people will think it's an actual girl, or like they'll just like see it as a relationship. But I think just because I do get most of my ideas from real life experiences, and then like I said, I commit to the videos. If I have to act a little sus, I'll do it. Like too girly, I'll do it for the video.
In the acting space, it's very common for for a guy to play a girl's role.
Yeah, and I definitely think that me going into acting school definitely helped my videos.
Yeah, and Sarah, you asked me how we met. So there is no like my mom calling his mom,
Like, oh, my mom knows his mom, and
We are in the same acting school.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And that's why I am coming into the content from the acting perspective. And to me, like you've done really good, because I also was thinking that there is some girl who you are dating and she's your voiceover, and she writes the girl part for you and you just act it out.
Yeah, no,
See?
it's literally
And
me.
what even emphasizes this is there are videos where you're like, well guys, I need to tell you something. We broke up.
Oh,
I'm like, 1 million views.
well, actually, that video was about a real girl. Yeah, that video was about a real girl that I would actually post every now and then. But then I just wanted to clear up that I'm single, just so that way my audience knows.
So who broke your heart?
Does she know that she's like inspiration for the voice, or?
Well, no. The one I made the video about that he's talking about is a recent breakup, but she's not really the inspiration to the videos. I think the first couple hundred videos that I posted, those were inspiration. I want to say like the first 100 or the first 50, those were like from real life experiences. The other ones I see how crazy I can get with my head. Yeah, I'll do like some really that crazy girlfriend that does this, or I'll just come up with them in my head.
How has dating been after doing social media? Has it changed?
It definitely changes. You start wondering if people are in it for the views.
Yeah.
Which I don't go into relationships thinking that way. I feel like that's a bad mentality to enter a relationship. But it definitely gives people a different image of you.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I can't trust you as much because you have all these followers."
Right.
And I do sometimes wish I could just look past that, because for my videos, I make funny videos, but I also give love advice on my lives. I'll tell guys how to treat girls and be more gentlemen. So if they could just look past that, it'll definitely make my relationship way better.
Are you still on dating apps, or you don't need it anymore?
We were just talking about this. I'm actually not on dating apps, and I'm not looking to get a girlfriend right now. But if you do go through some dating apps, you might see me there. But because I did do some promotion like for like some dating apps.
All right.
Yeah, like I was like sponsored.
Were you on Bumble or
No, not
Tinder?
Bumble.
Tinder?
I think I was
David
on,
might be on Tinder.
on Cheese Spot. Cheese Spot was the app that
okay.
I was helping promote.
Is that the same case for you? Like, does dating affect you?
I think it affects me because I don't know if the girl wants me for me or because of that I do social media.
Right. That's hard to suss out.
Yeah.
So you can't.
There is no separation though.
I mean,
You
there
see what I mean?
isn't, but like, you can't really tell if she wants you for you or because she knows you have clout.
Why do you care?
Because if she wants me for clout, that's because she wants the clout.
So,
she wants.
Yeah.
she
What's wrong with this?
Oh, there's
I don't give
that's
it out
not
for
genuine
free.
love. That's not.
If you take Benicio del Toro and remove his acting accolades, who is going to date him, for example? Okay, he is what he is because of his clout, right? Everybody who achieves somebody is because of their clout, and I don't want to generalize, but status is
But
attractive.
I have to disagree. How like that's like something external, materialistic. You can lose that. You know what I mean? You can build something
Yes.
up and you can lose it. Like,
Yes.
but people at the end of the day, no matter how many followers you have, you still want to be loved at the
Yeah.
core and known for who you are, right? I don't know.
No, for
Like-
sure. I feel like it's more us looking for genuine love other than just number love. Like there's a difference. Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. Some people might be attracted
Is
to
it
you more
harder
for-
though, like to stay faithful in a relationship when you have so many people following you? And I imagine like hitting up your DMs, like
Not really. I feel like it depends on the person. You know,
That's
if a
for
person's
weak
gonna
people.
cheat, if a person's gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. But personally, after you start getting a certain amount of numbers, and then even more start coming, you just look at them on numbers in the screen. It shouldn't affect you as a person and be like, oh, I can cheat now. I have all these options. But it does happen to some people, unfortunately. But I feel like, honestly, like if I get a whole bunch of messages on my request, I won't open them. If I have a girlfriend, that's the only message I'm opening. Yeah.
That's more like of your internal values. So integrity, it's also a form of status. If you are truthful to yourself, to your values, then you wouldn't be like lying to other people. And cheating is a form of lying.
Yeah. Well, I just don't believe in really cheating,
yeah.
honestly.
Do you have a type?
I don't have a type.
Really?
I don't have a type. Sometimes I'll say I have a type on social media, like to make a certain video.
Does she have
But-
to be Latina?
No. She doesn't have to be Latina. I'm into all females. All females, definitely.
What about you, Kash?
I'm more into Latinas.
Yeah.
Latinas and light skins. That's it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There is a reason why celebrities date celebrities. They don't date some like random. There are some cases where just some teacher is marrying like a famous singer, but this is very like few cases.
Well, actually, I do agree with a little bit with what you're saying. In some cases, like I obviously like I don't look at, if I'm gonna talk to a girl, I don't look at the numbers that she has on her social media.
Yeah.
I've had talking stages where they have like 96 followers and follow 96 people, and to me that's attractive. Now, if you get into a relationship with those people, sometimes they don't understand your line of work, and they're like, oh, like why are you with collaborating with this girl, with this guy? And like for me, it's like, okay, well, that's my job, you know? And some girls, that's too much for them, or they don't want to come out on social media. And, as long as you respect them, it's cool. But dating, like you said, a celebrity dating another celebrity, I feel like it's more because they're in the same work and they understand. Yeah, they understand like, oh, like he's busy doing this. He's collaborating with this person for this reason. And it's it makes it easier, honestly, if it's the same line of work. But it just, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. It will make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and I imagine they probably like are less suspicious if you're busy. You know what I mean? You're just like doing work.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Working.
Yeah, and then you can blow up together, and then that's, for me, that's the end goal. Like to
It's
just
couple goals
yeah,
right there.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cute.
couple goals.
Yeah.
Very cute.
You mentioned there was a fan who came up and then she's like, why are you talking to other girls and stuff? So I want to ask you guys about like privacy now that like you're well known and you have big followers. Is that like, is that a concern these days? Like how much of yourself can you share and how much do you protect?
Honestly, I'm an open book. I feel like everything about my life is out there, and it got scary in the beginning, you know, coming from like someone who wasn't even trying to do social media and then just happened to now do it full time. But I think I got used to it. Like I actually had one time I was on live and someone was like, hey, I know where you're at. And I was like, oh. And then 5 minutes later, they pull up and they're like, hey, can I take a picture? And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'll never say no to a picture. Never say no to a picture. And I did find it a little bit like creepy, but it is nothing like out of my comfort zone where I'm like, oh, like I want more privacy, this and that. Like I'm an open book, so I'm into all that.
Yeah. Wow.
What about you, Kash?
I mean, I agree. Like, I'm like an open book as well. Like,
Did you have any stories where fans were trying to get too close to you and it was pushing way too far?
no, I don't think so.
You mentioned you have some kind of like formula or algorithm for your content.
Yeah.
So can you talk a bit more about this? I know some of it might be like proprietary. So you don't want to disclose everything probably, but I mean, it's up to you.
No, I actually like talking about it because I like to, in case someone, because I have people text me, like, hey, I want to become a content creator. What do you give me as tips in that? The main thing, which I learned pretty late, is you have to come up with a niche.
Mm-hmm.
So just find something that you're good at, or just look through your page if you don't know what you're good at. See what did good, and then just repeat it or repeat along those lines. Like for me, I would post random videos all the time. And then I posted one funny video of me acting like a girlfriend and a boyfriend, and it did really good. And then my friends were like, keep doing those. Yeah. And I did those for a while, and I was blowing up. And then I started posting random videos again. And they're like, no, like just post those videos. That's like, you're good at those. And so I just kept doing that. And then same thing with my friends. I've actually helped a lot of my friends get on social media, like to just do one specific content. So I feel like as long as you just stick to your niche, it'll just grow with you.
And how do you find your niche?
Just I feel like I've matched niches on people like based off their personality, or what's it called? Like I said, just look through your page, see what you're good at, or just find something you've been wanting to do and then just stick to it. Yeah, just keep doing it. It's all about consistency, honestly. It's about consistency with that niche. So it's not just, post videos every day and the random videos. No, it's post videos every day, but with the same, between the same like thing.
What was your very first video? Like, what do you remember about the very first video you ever posted?
My very first video, like on social media?
Yeah.
So on social media in general, it was a public interview that I did at the mall. But on TikTok, it was a video of me dancing. It was literally an old video of me dancing and with like pillows like stuffed in my shirt, pillows stuffed in my pants because it was like a trend going on at the time. And then, but for social media in general, it was a public interview where I was going to the malls and diamond testing people or asking them for like their fit check, or it was just I was trying to blow up doing that.
So you had like a microphone, you walked around and you asked.
I had my phone. I had two phones. I had my friend's phone and then like on my hand, and then I had my phone that was recording, that he was recording for me, and we'd just go around the mall just doing that. And then I just gave up on YouTube for a bit, and then that's when TikTok came up, and I was like, I'm not gonna give TikTok a chance because it used to be Musical.ly back then. It was just like little kids posting, or like there would be some older kids posting too, but it didn't really catch my attention. And then when COVID hit, I was like, well, you know what? There's nothing else to do. So I'm going to just start posting videos. And then I just ended up liking it.
Knowing how chaotic a mall can be, right? So it's like all the people running around and, there's a lot of food happening, like sometimes theaters and so on. So probably you had to cycle through a lot of attempts to talk to people to get something meaningful out of it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I was very, very, very shy, like throughout high school. I was like one of the quietest kids. And then when it hit like junior year, I was like, you know what, I gotta do something about it. So then I was like, you know what, let me get out of my comfort zone, talk to random people, film it out in public. Because if you want to record something in public, it is like very like scary than what people think. Like just pull out a camera and just walk around or like talk in public. But then when I was like, if I'm able to master that, then I'm able to get rid of my shyness, and that was my motivation.
Yeah, I think like since you are so big on social media, like people wouldn't think that you're camera shy. It sounds like when you first started, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I am pretty camera shy still a little bit, but for the most part, I don't know, I'm pretty.
What about public speaking?
Public speaking,
It's
I
a
have
bit
not
different.
gave that a
Yeah,
chance. Well,
it's a bit different than camera shy.
I did it one time. I don't think it counts though. I feel like in a quiet room, I'd be a little bit more shy. But I have gone up on like stages, like on concerts, and like just thank the audience for coming and but I think it's just in the energy that you feel in the crowd around you too. Definitely.
Yeah, and it's more like you're trying to gauge the support you're going to get from the audience. And if it's a party and everyone is having fun, then you are just thinking that, hey, I'm going to say whatever and it's going to add to the fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I know those moments. So I remember I had this. I was scared of public speaking through my high school. At one point, you remember, like usually they give you things like, hey, you need to learn a poem, and then you go in front of the class and read the poem, right? And I'm coming out, and I learned the poem. I spent like not enough effort to memorize everything, and I'm coming out in front of the class, and all the like kids there and all the moms are like looking at you. And it's quiet, it's just dead quiet. And like, I don't remember anything. What do I say? Like, how do I even use my tongue and my mouth and everything? Right. But then the more you do this, the more desensitized you get to this kind of feeling. And at some point you start to notice that it's more about attention. So I don't know, like if you get on the stage, modeling is kind of similar, because when you're on the runway and there are like 600 people staring right at you, and you don't need to do much in terms of talking, but you still need to make a show. And you guys know it better because I've never been in a situation where I have to perform without talking, right? But it's more about this attention you get from people around you fuels you, and it gives you this energy to perform. So
I think there's always one smiling person like in the room, and I like whenever like I try to find that person, and then
you
I
do a
just
lot
like
of that.
I'm like,
You do a lot
this is
of
the
that.
one person I need to connect to, and like I feel
You
good
kinda
about
like
it, and I just zone everything out.
you
know?
make your way in the middle, and then you stand there, you pose, and then you look around. Where is
There's
my person?
one smiling person in the audience.
Where's my person? And then
who
you find
really
them.
likes you, who thinks you're great. And if you have one friend in the audience, I think that's more than enough.
Yeah,
right?
even if they don't know you, they see you first time, right? You just kind of go by the expression of their face.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah?
I think I kind of just block out like the fact that there's a bunch of eyes on me, and I'm thinking more it's like kind of performative. Like you're going out on stage, you just have to embrace that confident persona, because I'm also like a more shy person, so it's definitely a lot to put myself out there when modeling. And then you just feel the music and walk out and just think like, I look great right now, so that's what I want to portray to everyone else. Yeah.
Lots of carryovers. So you guys technically are in the same industry.
Yeah, definitely. I
In
feel
the
like
same field.
if the energy is not there, then I'll bring the energy. I need to get that smile. Like if I don't see the smile, I'll get that smile. Like you said, like if you go up to read a poem and everybody's dead serious, I'll probably crack a joke before that, or I'll be like,
Well, I was like 11 years old. I had no idea about any of this before.
Yeah, well, if it happened today, I feel like I'd crack a joke.
Like now, I definitely start with jokes, and even if they don't land, it gives me time to warm up. The funny part was that last weekend there was a fundraiser for yet another politician. I don't know why politicians happen so much for me those days, but it was driven by Asian community, right? And I don't speak Mandarin, unfortunately, and it probably will take forever for me to learn Mandarin to the point where I can be fluent. So the mayor of the city remembers me from my podcasting activity. So he sees me, hey, like, dude, thanks for coming. Yes, amazing. Listen, we need an MC. Can you be an MC? Well, okay, sure. I'll say whatever. Give me lines. And then the thing is that I speak English, and the majority of audience, like 98%, they are Asian community, and they don't really care much about English at all. So what happened is they gave me a translator. So I was talking into the mic, trying to like make jokes and everything, and none of them were landing. When you are multilingual, your ability to comprehend humor is a bit different.
Yeah.
You guys are bilingual, so for you it's much easier. But if it's second language for you, a third, and so on, humor is probably one of the most advanced levels of this language ability. So I was trying to make jokes and be funny, like genuinely, and none of them were landing. And then that girl was translating into Mandarin, and people were laughing.
A little delayed reaction.
Yeah.
I had something to ask about, because you said you were very shy, but then you wanted to put yourself out there by interviewing people in the mall. Was that kind of supposed to be like a rejection therapy thing, or just you wanted to try talking to strangers?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to strangers, honestly. I feel like in school, I wouldn't really talk at all. And then I just needed that boost of confidence to just talk out there. And then I feel like if you're able to talk to random people, you're able to talk to anyone in the room.
And would the responses usually be warm, or would people be open to?
Yeah, they're very open. You'd be surprised. Like, you just go to anyone it just depends on the people too, and also how you come at the person. Because I remember there was attempts of me talking, and I'd make things very awkward, and then I'd get a very awkward response, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go, and then just keep doing it, and you'll get better at it for sure.
We live in times when a guy running around and trying to talk to like attractive ladies at the mall is perceived like really weirdly. Sometimes people call security on those guys. So I think it's important to make sure that people feel safe around you and comfortable around you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of social skill for sure, and lots of carryovers into like any kind of like stage work, content making, and so on. So I think you'll learn so much by doing this.
Yeah. You got to know how to approach people for sure.
100%. Like if you are a girl talking to people, it's a bit different. People feel much safer around you. But if you're a guy, especially of your size, right? If you're a guy, just coming up and like trying to like how much money you made yesterday? Security.
I think approach definitely matters, because I've also been approached by content creators like at Valley Fair, where they would be like, can we interview you for something? But if they're kind of I think I was on the way to go meet someone, so if they were kind of aggressive, so I didn't feel comfortable. But I think if you approach it in a way where you like understand the person you're trying to talk to, then people will be more open to talking to strangers.
Yeah.
So if you want to start in content making, and the fastest way to get good is to do hard things and talking to random strangers at the mall or even in any kind of event. That's a good start. Kash, we don't talk much about your experiences. How did you start?
How did I start? Yeah. I just started like recording myself, like just start lip singing, and then that's when I first hit 100K, and then after I like hit 100K, that's when I started switching. That's when I met David, and he told me how he makes his money, and then he put me onto doing skits, and I had to find a niche for a long time, and then my niche ended up becoming like a sneaky link, like oh, your sneaky link's toxic, or your sneaky link wants you. And then,
you have a very interesting niche. I agree with you. It's a mix of like this dark humor, maybe a bit gangsta, a bit like you also use like to use like tattoos all over your face sometimes.
Oh yeah. That one was funny.
Was it the filter or was it like?
Nah, I got a Sharpie, which I know I'm not supposed to use Sharpies, but I use Sharpies and started drawing on my face to act as someone.
Yeah, whatever it takes, guys.
So you guys knew each other before content creating?
No, we met.
No, you met.
Yeah, it's actually a crazy story how we met. I had gotten an Airbnb in Arizona, and there was a big party. A lot of influencers met up right there, and he was one of the people that was there, but I never talked to him. And then I think like 2 months after that, or like a month after that, I see him in LA. We hang out at a friend's house, and then literally 3 months after that, we started living together.
Literally, it was.
We only knew
So
each
you're
other for like 3
roommates now?
months.
You're roommates
Yeah,
now?
we're roommates.
Yeah.
Wow.
We only knew each other for 3 months, and he was living in Vegas. And then I was like, you should come over here to the Bay Area, and then we just got a spot in the Bay.
Was the equivalent of our Beverly Hills or Hollywood in Bay Area?
What's the difference?
Yeah, what's the equivalent? Where?
What do you mean? Like where should I?
Like, where's like Hollywood? Where is it that's like
Yeah, like
Hollywood?
in LA, if you are
San
in
Francisco?
in the industry, you kind of live where all the studios is. North Hollywood and this side of the hills, Hollywood and so on.
I don't really think there's a place like that in the Bay. I think everywhere it's just the Bay is just the vibe. The Bay is the vibe. But
Yeah.
like she said earlier, like a lot of influencers, they're not really in the Bay.
Why
So
do
we
you,
do
why
have
do
to.
you why do you guys choose to stay in the Bay? Like when obviously LA was like maybe like a better market for content creators.
Yeah, it's definitely a better market, but I think the reason why we're out here right now is, well, traffic is one because I hate traffic.
and getting sidetracked.
Yeah,
Mm.
and we get sidetracked a lot when we're in LA. Like we have a lot of friends, a lot of
Right.
parties. If we go out there, I feel like if we go out there, we might take. There's a chance that our videos will do better, but we'll do less videos. And if we stay out here, we stay more focused on videos.
But why do you think local? Like at this point, yeah, I think it's a question about your audience. I don't think all your audience is people in the Bay. There is no. Well, there's about 8 million people. I don't think all of them are watching you.
Yeah, they're definitely not in the Bay, and we're not focused on the people in the Bay because we do
Yeah.
travel like every weekend. Like
Yeah.
there's no weekend that we're probably just home. Like I said, this weekend's probably gonna be the only weekend we're home because next weekend we're going to LA,
Mm.
and then the day right after that we're going to Arizona. The weekend after that we're going to Arizona again, and then I'm thinking about going to Chicago the beginning of next month. So we definitely we're all over the place.
Mm.
But we like to lay our head in the Bay because I feel like if we're there for a little bit, we won't get distracted.
What day are you in LA next weekend?
We're going to be there from the 17th through just 17 and 18 because I have to film a music video on the 17th.
Mm.
18 is a big party with all of our friends. 19, we're going to Arizona. It's another big party with our friends. And then the 20th, we're going, what was it?
Which on the 20th?
Yeah.
Off-roading?
We're going off-roading the 20th. And then 25th, we have an event. We have our event in Stockton. It's just all over the place, honestly.
Yeah,
Right now, do you guys manage your own schedule, or do you have a manager or a management company that helps you?
No, we manage our own schedules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is now. I was asking is on the 18th. That's in Orange County though, not in LA. But there is a movie where I happen to have a role, and it was they've done this 3 years ago, and because it's a full feature movie,
Mm-hmm.
the longer the movie, the longer is the production. So finally, it gets to the point where it's in the theaters, and there is all the directors there and the party and so on. So if you are in LA, I can get you in.
Oh,
That's
cool.
on Friday though, next Friday.
That's cool. We might actually show up because I think the party's till 11 or 1 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really late. But yeah, we might actually show up.
I love
I'm
it.
kind of curious what happens in influencer parties. Like, are they all the same, or is it more like to meet other influencers?
It's not really to meet influence. I'm gonna give it honest. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. It's not mostly to meet influencers or to make videos. I think we mostly meet up just to have fun.
Yeah.
It's mostly just have fun. A lot of drama does happen in these parties.
Mm.
That's why a lot of people nowadays are making people sign NDAs just to keep everything, whatever happens there in Arizona stays in Arizona or stays in this Airbnb. But it's definitely just to have fun. We do some crazy things. If you ever on anyone's live or anyone's stories, you'll see the crazy things that we do. But
Have you met any influencers that you were a fan of, or?
Yeah, I met FaZe Rug's cameraman, which to me that was I meet a lot of big people who have millions, but to me that was one of the people that one of the person that I grew up watching a lot. So seeing him was dude, I had to take a picture. I was like, it's cool. That and artists, I'm pretty close to a lot of artists now, a lot of big grupos. One time I showed up to a concert without because I would make videos at the beginning and then not go out. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to this concert. And I didn't think I was known. I had I think 200,000 followers, but to me, I wasn't known. I was a nobody. And I showed up and everybody was taking pictures. and it got the manager's attention, and the managers from there started hitting me up for events for that band and everything. So it was cool. I met a lot of big grupos that I grew up watching.
And you've done a bunch of content with them since then, I guess.
Yeah. I've done a
that's
lot
cool.
of collaborations with them, a lot of
That's very
big
cool.
events.
Oh yeah, like the dream come true. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think it's a very good question. Thank you, Sarah. Do you have like any mentors or like inspiration figures especially when you started, you need someone's advice? But like, do you follow anybody now and trying to copy them, or are you just like by yourself and bam, it just works for you?
No, I mean, I grew up watching a lot of comedians and a lot of like comedy shows, but I don't think I copy anyone. I think my content's pretty original. I didn't really see. You would see people would do like boyfriend and girlfriend, but not the way that I would do it. I think mine's is very, very relatable and it's a little bit different than other
Very
people.
unique.
Yeah, very unique. I think that's what makes me stand out a little bit.
Yeah, Kash, what's your secret? Like, how do you you have not so many reels on Instagram, but a lot of them go like over 1 million views. Like, how do you do that?
Well, I mean, the way Instagram works is they like dark humor. You give them that dark humor, it's gonna do good. So that's when I started posting dark humors, and I just like in like 2 days I gained like 30K followers.
Wow.
And I just kept posting, started jumping, and then recently when I started posting again, I'm like shadow banned, I guess. So like my views don't go as crazy as much anymore. So I was just taking a little break, and I'm gonna start posting again, see if it'll do good.
Yeah, definitely. Like on each platform, it's a different content. You have to get each platform differently. Like YouTube, it's very, very short videos. So like if I film a skit that's a minute long on TikTok, I only post like the first 15 seconds on YouTube, and it'll do like really good. On Instagram, it has to be lots of like quotes, lots of very, very dark humor, because that's what I go on Instagram for. I go to get a very dark humor laugh. And then TikTok is just like, it's more family friendly, but it's just longer, funnier videos. Yeah, you got to understand each platform for sure.
But so YouTube has the shorts,
Mm-hmm.
the vertical ones, and then the long form. So this video is long form, the horizontal. You do have kind of both, and I think I've also seen some of yours on YouTube. And like to me, YouTube is maybe the slowest and the most difficult to grow because of all the amount of content you kind of need to. It's a lot about volume and consistency as well. So comparing those three platforms, you just talked about differences. What do you think is the common thing? So if I'm lazy and I want to make content which goes kind of okay everywhere, what kind of content would I make?
I think the best content, if you want to get attention from all platforms, is the shortest content. If you can keep it between 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and it's something very funny, that's the best content to post.
Most relatable.
Yeah, and very relatable. Very relatable. Like I know on YouTube, if I do manage to go on YouTube, I want to watch the shorts. I don't really like watching the big videos unless it's, I don't know.
Unless you're eating.
Yeah, unless I'm eating or something, but it's pretty fast. Like people's attention span is like you got to get them in the first couple of seconds, literally between the first second. Like even if that means like shouting in the very first second, then you got their attention for like a little bit.
Have you guys talked to anybody from like larger networks like Hulu, Netflix, because they would be looking to team up with high profile people and then make maybe comedy?
I haven't talked to anyone like that. I know I've talked to big companies, but not like production wise. I haven't.
Yeah, you can get your content out there on Hulu, Netflix.
I didn't even know I can get on Netflix.
in the form of ads.
Do you guys think you'll always be doing social media, or like do you think like there's an expiry date for social influencers?
I think well, right now I'm thinking as if I do not blow up as far as I want to go within like a year, then I'm probably gonna end up joining the Navy.
Wow.
I definitely
Keeping
wanted
it
to
real.
be. Yeah, very real. I definitely want to do it full. Well,
Why Navy? Why Navy and not Army and not Air Force?
I mean, only because I have family in the Navy, and my brother-in-law's in the Navy. He was recommending me to join the Navy.
Yeah, that's very honorable.
It's maybe the most difficult league.
I heard
tier.
the
The
Navy.
Marines.
Yeah, I heard the Navy was easiest. Not the easiest, but one of the branches are easy.
All the books I've read about Navy SEALs that they have like Hell Week and
Yeah,
everything.
but the position I would do, I'd be K9, so I'd basically be like security for like nukes and stuff.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Marines. I think Marines is hardcore, right?
He would know.
Yeah, I actually I trained with the military for a good amount of time. I think like 2 years, because I wanted to be an infantry in the Marines, which was the hardest of the hardest. So I trained, and then due to my status, I wasn't able to get in. But I can get in now, I guess. I just gotta get rid of some tattoos. But
You can't have tattoos?
certain
in the
tattoos,
army?
like I
Oh,
have
I
finger
see.
tattoos, a hand, and then one back here.
Yeah.
So I have to sacrifice those. But as far as like future wise, I definitely want to keep doing social media. Like I said, maybe like later on, if I get in a relationship, do like a couple like thing, and then my music and acting for sure. I just want to stay on the screen for as long as I can. I know it's not permanent, but I feel like if you can keep up with it, you can make it last a pretty good time.
The military service or Navy or whatnot is also a way to kind of serve the country and then get the pension in the end. And some people do that. They'll go there for like 3-5 years and then they retire, and then they have checks coming in and they can finally focus on content using this money.
Yeah, we were talking about that very recently actually. We were like, should we just join the military? Should we just join it?
Yeah, but then I think if you take a break and then come back, you have a bunch of experience to talk about and a bunch of content creation. Like, I feel like if you go on it full time, like you don't have any life experience. You're not living life to talk about life.
Yeah.
You mentioned music videos. So I saw at least one. It was on YouTube, the full one, and then you posted a chunk of it, a clip of it, where you kind of lip sync to your own song in a car on TikTok, and it didn't go. It's still a lot of views, but maybe not as many as other of your videos. Like, how do you feel about your music career?
I think it just depends on the platform. Like, I posted my music video on YouTube, and like I said, YouTube is probably like the hardest platform to get on.
Yeah.
So YouTube, I think that music video only hit like 700 views, but on TikTok, I posted my music and it hit over 500,000 views.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the platform, but I think, I don't know. I like doing music. I feel like if I don't post it, then it's something I'd regret. And the one thing I hate is like, regretting to do something, or just like saying like, oh, I could have done this, but I didn't do it. So even if it doesn't do good, I at least want to have it out there and say at least I tried.
You do music because you like the creative process of this, I guess.
Yeah. I love just coming up with the stories or just being able to sing. I feel like it's something I don't want to put down for sure.
Do you guys do something together in the music ways?
Nah, the music's just him.
Okay. You talked about your audience, which is your family.
Yeah.
Or mi amor, mi familia, right? So what kind of tooling do you guys use to understand what your audience is, where they're coming from, like what their age is, any kind of like segmentation, gender, like and so on?
Well, we go on analytics every now and then, and we'll see like what percentage is female and male and like what states and everything. But I feel like anybody that watches my videos is part of the Amores family. Like, whether they support it or not, I feel like if you watch it and give that a like or something, you're part of the Amores family. So if everyone that's in my lives, I don't really look to see like, oh, where they're. I mean, I'll ask my live, definitely. I'll be like, oh, like, how old are you guys? Well, where are you guys from? What are you guys doing today? Like, what should I do? This and that. So it's about interaction, but I know the ages and where they're from is all scattered, so I don't really pay attention to that.
So if I ask you who is your average fan, like what do they live, what do they do, what's their ages, and so on?
I want to say it's between, I don't know. I've had at least for my content, it can go between like probably like 13 to like 35. Yeah.
That's pretty much half population.
Yeah, like for me, it's like everyone, honestly. The people that watch my live is same thing. All ages.
Spanish speaking inclusively or primarily?
I've actually had people talk to me in different languages,
Mhm.
and then I'll like translate it, and then they'll translate it back on the comments. But it's mostly bilingual, yeah, Spanish and English, but yeah, it's all over the place, honestly.
What about you?
Mine's my, they're like around 13 to like 26,
Mhm.
and then I think my fan base is more in. Well, when I was looking at my analytics, it was showing more in Texas, which I don't really believe that. I think it's more Arizona.
You came to Bay Area from Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's understandable. What about things like Snapchat? If you use it,
I
there.
don't use Snapchat. For me, it was hard to get on Snapchat and the Reels. I heard that they were paying really well, and then now that they're not paying unless you made it. So for me, I mean, I don't use Snapchat for multiple reasons. I feel like it's a very sneaky little app to be on. So I don't use it for that reason.
That's the point. That's their niche.
Yeah, I don't, I don't hop on that. So I mean, I'll download Snapchat every now and then to like send something to someone if they only use Snapchat, but I really don't use Snapchat, honestly.
There are a lot of people from the business side trying to attack the social media space, and one of the folks who I follow is Gary Vee Vaynerchuk. So he's known for his wine business here up north.
I thought he was a marketing guy. No.
Yes, he's a marketing guy for his winery business.
Yeah.
Snapchat was the original story platform, and then IG copied it from them and so on. So he is doing comparisons of different platforms and so on, and he's saying that Snapchat can be very efficient, but it's just different. So if you do the regular stuff that you would do on TikTok, it just doesn't work there.
I think that's why my content didn't do well, because I feel like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube Reels and all that, they all have some similarity to TikTok. I just don't understand Snapchat just because I'm never on the app. So for that reason, I just don't even have it downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard that a lot of people get good engagement from their stories that they do on Snapchat, but just it's just not that for me.
Yeah, and you also have Twitter. What about you?
Yeah, I have Twitter.
Is it anything that gives you additional angle of engagement?
No, I just have Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even have Twitter downloaded, honestly. But I think I did post like very little, probably like 2-3 things on Twitter. That was about it.
Is there a way to like artificially boost distribution, or is it only about the content and the hook?
It's a lot about the content and the hook, but the hashtags for me is very important because, I always use hashtag David Vlogs. Like I made my name a hashtag, and I think that's very important for everybody that wants to do social media to just come up with the hashtag and just keep posting it. So that way, if anything is ever searched up with David Vlogs, all these things pop up. And then just like for TikTok, it's the FYP page and not Explore. And then for Instagram, it's Explore and not the FYP page. So you just got to understand the difference between the platforms.
In terms of reusing the content, so you're saying that the stuff that goes well on TikTok wouldn't probably go on IG and the other way around.
It'll go good. Just it's just different. I feel like just the expand, like just like the time, you just got to shorten it down a little bit for each platform.
So TikTok is longer.
Yeah, if you can do it TikTok longer, then do it. Yeah. But I know some people who just do dances, and then when they post something long, it won't do well. So as long as you just build your audience to get used to the amount that you put out there, then you should be good.
How did you guys like learn all of this? Like, was it trial and error, or like you had like a mentor? Or?
Yeah, lots of trial and error, and just lots of trial and error. I feel like when you ask a lot of people, some people will be nice enough to help you out. Some people just like they know how to do it and they'll keep it to themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are not about keeping things to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But, I think I'm in the education space with all the podcasts, and also in the space of connecting cool people to other cool people. Yeah. Speaking of that, Kate, you have a lot of questions on monetization and the purpose. Do you want to drive them?
Yeah, sure.
You have them on your paper. I know you have them.
What is your like big why to like making videos? Like what, when you get up like in the morning, like what drives you? Like, you know, like you say that it's like you almost treat it as a job, but like, you know, what keeps you going? Like what drives you? What's your big why?
I think the smile I put on people's faces is my biggest why. I've had so many messages, and there's like the most heartwarming thing where people tell me like, David, like I'm literally going through depression. Like it's really bad. Like I hate life sometimes. And then I open your video and it brings a smile to my face. Please keep doing what you're doing. And that just like, I read that and I'm like, dude, like I can't stop. Like if I'm able to, like a laugh is so much more than what people think. Like I feel like if you get a laugh throughout the day, it like just made you happy. Like, I don't know. It just improved your day. And if I can improve other people's day and give out my love advice, then that's what keeps me going, honestly.
Yeah. I can tell humor is a big thing, and I think it's very therapeutic to like be able to just like, you know, like have some relief in life, because life can be hard sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you need that laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Kash? Like, why you?
I mean, mine's
drives you?
basically the same thing, but mine's more stuff that's like dark humor.
Yeah.
Like people like think it's funny, or like some people relate to it for some reason, and it's just crazy things.
Yeah, there's a lot of like humor around like toxic relationships. You know, it's like gaslighting and whatnot, and there are jokes like, you know, if it's not toxic, it's boring and so on. So on the toxic side, where do you get your ideas from? Like, did you actually have all those experiences, or did you hear from somebody?
No.
Like, how did you?
I've like people tell me their stories, so I'll get it off their stories. I'll like use people's stories, or people would tell me what type of video I should do, and like I'll just do the video.
So you leverage a lot of feedback coming from your audience.
Yeah,
That's smart.
That's how you get your fan base.
I love it. Yeah, speaking of this, guys, if you want me to host anybody who you can think of, let me know in the comments, and I'll put enough effort to get them eventually. Maybe not in next episode, but in the next couple of years. Cool. Let's talk about monetization. So you mentioned that there are some milestones. I don't know about TikTok. You guys tell me.
Yeah.
On Instagram, you need to hit like I think 10,000 followers, and this is when they enable a way for you to make money off of views. So this is similar to how YouTube does it, but YouTube has ads. I don't know if Instagram Reels have ads. So where does money come from there?
You could get paid off of TikTok ads too. It'll tell you like when you post a video, it says, "Oh, like, do you allow it to be posted on ads?" And I say yes.
So they're asking your permission to use your content to advertise somebody else's stuff.
Yeah. Like I was actually showing Kash the other day that I had bought this drying towel, and if you go on the TikTok shop, they're using one of my videos to promote their towel, which I thought was pretty cool. I think as long as I see my face more out there, I don't mind. Yeah.
Do you recommend if someone wants to start in social media, like if they want to be famous or make money, is that like something they should start social media, or they should just do it for fun?
I mean, you could do it for whatever reason you want. I mean, I feel like as long as you do anything that you're just really passionate about, the money will come. So definitely do it like because you're interested. Don't do it for the money. I feel like you do it for the money, the energy you give to your audience is not there, or just I feel like you gotta have that energy. You gotta want it for a different reason other than money.
Makes sense. What about you?
Same reason. And gotta do it for fun, because if you don't do it for fun, you're gonna feel pressured.
Yeah.
Another angle of monetization is shops. And the question for you there to had is, what's DESDE Rancho?
Oh, DESDE Rancho is a brand that I just started. It's a Western wear for DESDE Rancho means like from the ranch. And so I've always been promoting like brands that are, I've always been promoting brands in general, and I was like, you know what, like I should start promoting my own brand. And I've promoted a lot of Western wear, and a lot of these Western wear, you see them at parties, you see them at just like doing a whole bunch of, it's just like random like stuff with these shirts, because they promote it a certain way. Like they'll promote it like riding motorcycles, drinking at parties. But for me, it was like, DESDE Rancho means like straight from the ranch. Like, so I'll promote it as collecting eggs, like from the ranch, milking cows, doing things that are like very like I don't know how to explain it. Just like very like humble, in a very humble way. Like just like from where you come from Mexico, how Mexico life is. So I feel like if you wear the DESDE Rancho Ranch, it's like, if you wear the DESDE Rancho brand, it's mostly to just represent like where you come from, like from the very beginning.
So it's more like your identity.
Yeah, it's more of an identity. And just.
Do you have a shop on your stuff?
No, but I am working on it. Like this sweater I have on right now, this is something that me and David came up with, but we haven't dropped or anything. It's Mud Baby. It's like Mud Baby means like you started off with nothing, like you grew up like poor.
Yeah, out of mud.
Yeah.
To the kings, yeah. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So I think I just definitely see a niche for this. So it's for somebody who are, maybe like lower middle class, and then they want to relate to people who are like, just like struggling, people who are like grinding every day and getting out there, like hustlers. So this is the idea. And then maybe for them clothing brand. So it's more like streetwear. So do you design it yourself? Like what's the story of this hoodie?
Yeah. So we were gonna go we went to go help promote a brand, and then we ended up on the spot coming up with the brand, and like just start designing it. Like we put like a little angel thing right on top, and then like Mud Baby. He said he got the name, and then I just helped like design it, like the what is it, the font, and then the ring, and then back here there's a mask for like baby. So it's the A in baby, and it's a mask. So it could be like more streetwear.
Yeah. And the hoodie itself is like a stock hoodie coming from like some generic Vietnam maybe factory, or like where did you get the hoodies?
I mean, I don't know where they got it from, because it's like one of our friends that like.
Well, we literally went straight to the warehouse where they make it. Yeah. Which is like only like an hour away from here. Yeah. So we went to the straight like where everything gets heat pressed, where everything gets what is
knitted.
It? Yeah, where everything gets done for that brand, because that's where our friend who has a big brand is like, oh, come over here, we're making shirts, you guys could try them on. And we're like, oh, like, can you make us some shirts? And he was making us shirts, and then from there we just stayed connected with the guy, and whatever he wants, he'll help us out. Like,
yeah, that's gonna work. The clothing market it's very competitive for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But the fact that you guys have lots of footprint will help you kind of cut through. So that's definitely going to work. What's your distribution channels? Like, do you only sell like on TikTok? Instagram also has.
I mean, I haven't tried to sell anything yet, so most likely it would be on a website though. I'd most likely promote it on all platforms, of course. Have other influencers promote it for me too, help me out.
There are multiple ways. So Amazon will take you as soon as you have quantity. Yeah. So Amazon needs inventory. Lots of brands that are not there, like niche designers and whatnot. So what they do is they do like Shopify and so on. So they build their own stuff. Shopify doesn't do content for you though.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have the content going on, talk to me. Like I have a platform where I sell that stuff that you wore in June. Yeah, it's on my website.
Avenue.
Yeah, Avenue. It's on my website. So I can help you with distribution. Outside of that, though, Instagram has shops. Very efficient thing. Also, YouTube has shops now. You have to get monetized on YouTube, though, first. Which means you need to meet the milestones. There are 2 milestones there. And then it will allow you to make shops. Very similar experience. I don't know about Snapchat, but yeah, there are ways to reach new distributions.
Yeah, the way I do it is just Shopify. I made a website.
Yeah.
And then I just promote it on my lives, on my Instagram reels, or my TikToks. I'll just hand them out to influencers, and then they'll just be like, oh, where'd you get that from? And then just send them out to my shop. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then in terms of designs, so it makes sense to kind of partner up with somebody who knows
a designer.
Yeah, the clothing manufacturing and how to make things look good. So it's as much about the quality of material, how much it is about the fit. So if you go for streetwear, it's more relaxed, more baggy. Like the difference between, say, very expensive suit of like, maybe like $1,000 suit, right? And something which you can get from like H&M for like $100 is the quality of the fabric and the fit. Say if you go to like J. Crew, which is a somewhat expensive suits, what happens is you walk there and they measure you and do everything, tailoring and so on. So the suit looks really good on you specifically. They will tailor it down, okay? And H&M is more like generic thing. At the same time, H&M has volume. So when the price is low, you can get the very same margins through volume. So if you guys are going for volume, then maybe the requirement for the design a bit less. But if you want to do something like boutique and something really high quality, then you need someone who is going to like do the blueprints for you and then send it to the factory, and factory will make it.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried, or have any brands reached out to you for promoting their products or something related to UGC content? Because I know that's really popular on TikTok.
I think damn near all brands have tried reaching out to us. Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, if you look at our closet, we have a whole bunch of different brands. I think the one that we partnered up with the most was what is it called?
Which ones?
Mando's brand.
Desmadre?
Yeah, Puro Desmadre is really big on like the Mexican side of TikTok, and then just a whole bunch of brands in LA. But just I don't really like promoting a lot of brands like that now because I don't know, it gets very complicated. Just doing a lot of promos gets very complicated. I feel like for that you need like a manager to respond to all the emails. Because don't get me wrong, I'll promote other people's things, but just I feel like it's a lot going on, and I need someone else to manage that.
A lot of times they have a lot of restrictions on what they want your videos to be focused on.
Yeah. That's what makes it more stressing because I've had to make videos for companies, and then they send it back to me like, oh, I like it, but change this. And then I send it back to them, changed. Like, I talked to my team, can you just change this? And then can you do this? And then they send it to me like 5-6 times, and I don't want to keep going through that every single time. And I tell them, like, if you just posted it the web, I sent it out the first place, it'll do really good. But they have a lot of restrictions, and then, like you said, Eugene, like, it's just, I feel like a lot of these big brands, they need the younger generation to help them understand how to do the promotions better.
The thing is that businesses don't believe that. Businesses still think that TikTok is, a place for dancing kids. Well, it generates so much awareness and audience and revenue for now, right? Not all of them though. The businesses who got it, they partner up and they post everywhere. So I think whoever decides to partner up with you guys will benefit massively. And sometimes this also means that you need to trust your influencer in the way they make content. So putting restrictions, basically pulling the rug from under you. By doing this, something that made you famous, and you are taking this the components of this formula away, just that won't work anymore. Hey, so businesses, trust your influencers. Okay, there is a reason why you chose them, right? Yeah, cool. Let's get back to where we started with the job aspect of this. So you are like full-time content makers.
Yeah.
And you don't plan on going the traditional, like, hey, I got like, I need to go to college, or I went to college and now I have this degree, or don't have a degree, I need to get a job, and so on. So you don't want to do like 9 to 5. Do you think about things like super long term, like health insurance, pension, 401k, and so on? So when you are 40 years from now.
So I did obviously think about going into college. Before I did social media as my full-time job, I was a full-time welder. And then when I saw social media was paying more than my welding job, I was like, you know what? Like, I'll give this more attention. Then it paid more, and then I did it full-time. But I do think in long-term too, because obviously I have to do something with that money before it just goes away. So I have, what is it? I have a Roth IRA account, and then I have life insurance, and I did them both together. So I have like a savings on that, and I'm definitely planning ahead in the future, but just I'm more focused on social media right now than saying, oh, I'm gonna go back to 9 to 5.
So you can start like an LLC
Yeah.
and streamline all your revenue through this LLC, and then your expenses that you incur. Of course, you have everybody has expenses, but you buy an equipment, like you spend money on, like, getting to locations and so on. They are all becoming deductible in this case. So essentially, you're going to optimize your taxation.
Yeah.
But also, what happens is, as soon as your LLC grows, you can get your own health insurance and you can get your own 401k going through that LLC. And say you can guys like together get like one LLC going for both of you, or get a couple more influencers, and then take care of like make yourself like self-employed, your own employees, and then it becomes, well, you're going to get all the benefits of 9 to 5, but you will keep doing what you're doing. Like I have an LLC, and all this stuff is technically the content of my LLC.
Yeah, I definitely need to get more informed in that, because I was told by my accountant to just go the first year as a self-proprietor.
For now, yes.
Yeah, and then you said like when you see that it's like
Yes.
a continuous thing, then do it LLC. So, but I definitely need to get more informed in that.
Yeah. Talk to me. Happy to share whatever.
Was there any reservation that came from your parents when you were like, I'm gonna be a full-time content creator?
Yes, they weren't the very. Actually, no one was very supportive at the beginning. Well, because it's different.
Yeah.
It's something very different, especially coming
It's
from
something they don't understand.
Yeah, something they don't understand. People are usually, afraid of things they don't understand. And they come from a Mexican household. I was a welder, getting paid really good. They're like, "What are you doing? Like, you're not like." I told them I was gonna do. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna rely on my phone basically to make me money." They're like, "No, you have a good job. You have the 401k there. They're like, you got everything's doing really good. Why give it all up?" And I was like, "Mom, like, you just gotta trust me. You gotta trust me. Like if you don't trust me, then." Well, for me, it was always like, I don't want to get stuck doing the same thing my whole family's been doing. There's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to try something different. And if I saw I was working, I wasn't just gonna do it just because I planned on doing it later on. So I feel like definitely if you have a 9 to 5, it's supposed to help you get to, if you want to do social media, but don't just go all in. Like, get for sure some revenue off of social media before you want to quit your job. Because
you had a great approach. You had a job, and then like you also had social media, and then at some point social media
yeah. I didn't just quit my
like
job.
quit your job and jump
yeah.
into social media. And
Yeah,
like
of course.
A lot of people use social media to relax. How do you guys like to relax?
To relax, I mean, we just sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep, play games. I mean, that's pretty much our whole day. We just wake up late, hop on the game, eat, film 2-3 videos, and then just repetitive. And it's pretty relaxed.
Do you are you good friends outside of content making?
Yeah, it's pretty much like my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to ask. You don't have a brother, though.
Yeah.
Like, what does your brother do?
My brother, he was planning on going into construction, and he still is until he turns 18. He's gonna join the construction thing, but he was like, "David, like, I need some money for right now, this and that." And I was like, "You know what? Like, hop on social media, dude. Like you're pretty funny too." He has no filter either, so, and then his imagination is crazy too. So I was like, "Oh, hop on social media. I'll help you out." We did videos together. They're like, "Oh, he looks exactly like you. Is this another David? Is this another funny guy who I'm gonna follow?" And then his video's been doing good, and he gets paid pretty good money on social media now too. If he just puts a lot more effort into it, he can make more money. But right now he's making a good amount just to be able to walk around with some money in his pockets.
Yeah. So if he continues doing well, maybe he doesn't need to go to construction.
Yeah. I mean, he still wants to do construction though. I think just because for him it's a more safer route. For me, I've just been doing it longer. This is like my second year doing it, so I just love what I do.
What do you guys feel about modern technology replacing the creative process? Like, say, like we have generative AI for photos, and I think a lot of photography is kind of dying out as a skill, as a profession. But also we can generate videos, also using the AI part. Do you use any like AI stuff in your content?
Just the voice. I honestly
yeah.
don't think that AI will ever.
Your virtual girlfriend.
Yeah, my virtual girlfriend. I don't think AI will actually ever replace humor. I feel like they can.
Humor is difficult. Yes, if you ask ChatGPT to give you a joke,
Yeah,
it's really
I've
fun.
tried using ChatGPT and it's not. It just wasn't for me. I feel like imagination is something that an AI can't really like portray to your audience.
Mhm.
I feel like they'll just be very serious. Like you need that like actual audience and the actual humor.
I do see application of AI if you want to like take existing, like either creative process or like the video that you've made and maybe turn it around and make it look a bit different.
Well, that's happened to me a lot.
Yeah.
That's happened to me a lot where like I make a funny video, it blows up, and then there's AI pages that literally do cartoons of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they'll use my audio.
Yeah.
And then to me, I find it funny. A lot of people are like, oh no, report that account. They're taking your content. They're taking your videos. I'm like, no, like make more of those. Like I actually have accounts where there's fake accounts where they'll post me on one side and they'll post satisfying videos on the other, or they'll post me on one side and they'll post like GTA clips on the other.
Yeah.
And like, you don't want us to report those because those accounts make money too off of my videos. I've seen accounts where those videos do better than mine sometimes and they make more money. And they're like, no, like they're taking your content. I'm like, yeah, they're taking my content, but they're also spreading my content. So 100%. I feel like there's more content with my face out there, which is better for me. And like I said, like if you're in it for the money, then you're in it for the wrong thing. But if you're in it for just because you really like it, then you shouldn't really care if people are putting your things out there more. If anything is benefiting you, you're getting more known.
Yeah, they are helping your distribution.
Yeah.
Like in the old like mindset, like before social media, clearly the things would have been reported for like copyright violation.
Yeah.
But now it's the other way around. Now, if somebody copies you, that means that you are doing good.
Yeah.
People know you and people want to use you to drive their stuff. Okay. I do have some people who actually repost my TikTok videos on their Instagram. This is so weird. And then sometimes they tag me. They tag me, my Instagram, in the videos of my TikTok. What's this?
You're becoming famous.
No, not true. I know.
It's
it's just
started,
people do whatever. Yeah, there are so many people out there. Yeah, I love it. Okay, let's talk about, so since we talk about future, so who would be your dream collaborator? Like who would you want to make content with, like in next couple of years?
I think I would wanna collab with more with like grupos, like singers, like Fuerza Regida. I have friends that collab with them, and I think that's really cool. Like that's something I'd want to do. Is collab with more bigger like grupos and stuff.
Yeah, definitely more mainstream. For me, it's also grupos, like big grupos. Like I know I've collabed with people who my parents grew up singing, and that was like really exciting. But that and comedians, I feel like if I collab with bigger comedians, like
what's your favorite comedian?
That does social media, probably this guy named Anwar. He's really funny. I grew up watching him. And then who's the other guy?
Do you follow anyone like more mainstream stand-up scene?
More mainstream. What's his name? Like Dave something? I know Susan's friends with him.
Susan's friend with what's his name? Sammy Abaid. Susan's friend is with Sammy. Sammy was on Netflix, and actually I had Sammy here in this very same studio last year.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you've ever had issues with other people kind of stealing your content ideas or imitating you and copying.
I think when I first started doing social media, I would see a lot of drama and beef going on social media. Like, oh, I don't like this content creator because he copied me for this. He copied me for that. But it's honestly, if you think about it, it's like everybody's copying some kind of life experience because everybody's honestly gone through it. That's how I come up with my ideas too. Like how Kash said, like he'll get it from like someone else's experience. I feel like if my sister did something in her relationship, it's happening in everybody's relationship. So it's like very relatable. So for me, like you can steal my content. It doesn't matter. I don't consider it stealing. It's like Like if anything, I consider like, oh, like he liked my joke and he's just spreading it out, or like things like that. But I won't take it to heart if someone's copying my video, honestly.
You've never had anyone copy word for word, right?
I have. Yeah, I have. And I had a friend one time. He was like, hey, put me on, like, help me do social media. And I was like, yeah, I'll help you out, but I need to see that you want it first. And that's what I told my brother too. I was like, I'll help you out, but I need to see that you want it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to devote all my time to help you out. And then when I step away, you just stop doing it. I don't want to be the only reason why you're doing it. I was like, and I told my brother, I was like, do videos with yourself. Because I know if I do videos with you all the time, I don't want to be like, oh, David made me, so I want to see that you did this and I'll help you out. But one time I did do that to a friend, and I went on his account to see how he was doing, and he was literally copying word for word what I had done in my other videos.
Wow.
And I would comment, I'd just be like fire emoji or like ha ha ha. Like I would never hated on people that do that.
Do they go for him if he just copies line by
Yeah,
line?
your audience is they defend you the most. If you have the biggest audience, they'll literally all attack one person. So you got to be careful with that. But I feel like me as a creator, like I don't judge people copying my content. I find it funny because I want to see how they do it in their own way. Because you can copy my content, but you can't really copy it fully. So like sometimes those will be a little bit funnier, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty funny. I'll grab a little bit from that. But the comments will say something though. The comments are quick with everything. They're the most fastest. Like they'll find out about drama that you didn't even know about, and it's about your life.
What's the craziest comment you've ever gotten on your content?
The craziest comment, they literally go all around. I mean, there's a lot of sexual comments that go on that you have to unfilter, because the TikTok will filter it for you, or like they'll hide it and then you have to take it off.
Yeah.
But I think the one that surprised me the most was literally I was in Oxnard. I was in Oxnard visiting. I went to go get a haircut, and I posted a video, and it was literally like my normal videos, just showed me and the girl, and then in the back all you see is one tree, like just one tree, like from the rear what is it, the rear window or to the car, and you just see one tree. You don't see no buildings or nothing. And the comments are like, you're in Oxnard. I recognize where you're at. I'm like, how do you know based off that one tree where I'm at? But people just, that surprised me, honestly. That people just know that you're in their city.
Maybe some kind of like known spot with this very same tree.
Yeah, but the thing about that video is like, it's literally just the tree. And everybody knew where I was at. Like I showed everybody the video, and then the comments are just Oxnard. You're at this one plaza. I know where you're at. I'm like, what the heck?
You kind of lose your privacy. Like,
Yeah, well, you gotta be open to losing your privacy, honestly. If you want to be out there, I mean, that's kind of what you gotta expect.
Yeah, it's also a very interesting topic. Do you do any kind of like meet and greet with your fans? Like, how do people find you outside of social media?
Usually, like, I'll go live. People will recognize where I'm at. They might or might not show up, or I'll do events. I think events is the best way to like get in contact with me. It's mostly just like concerts or just local events. I'll post flyers. We'll post flyers all the time that we're gonna be at, or like if we're just like, oh, there's nothing to do this weekend, let's look for an event, and then we hit up the event people, and they're like, oh, we'd love for you to come, and then we just post it, and then just quick meet and greet right there.
An advice to somebody who wants to start, but they don't know, they have no idea like what they're going to make content about. Like somebody who wants to do it, but they need like additional like push or this pivotal moment to go from I want to do it but I don't know how to like hey now I have some following going. Like what would you advise recommend?
I say if you want to like get out there a lot faster is you got to be posting more relatable things. I think posting more relatable things will get you more out there faster.
And preferably toxic.
That's that too.
Can you define relatable though?
Like relatable, like David's videos, it's like couples, a lot of couples relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, all couples relate to it. And like let's see, like Mexican household, like, oh, my mom doesn't let me pass out or pass out like what 9, 10. You have to be home by like 10 and stuff like that. Like that's stuff like that's relatable. People will put more engagement in that.
I think my advice, which I tell everybody, is just do it. Honestly, just do it. I feel like, and what I tell honestly everybody is, you have one thing and it's called life, and you only get it one time, and your time is ticking. So I feel like if you spend that one life that you were given worrying about what other people think, then I mean you're gonna regret it. Like you're gonna regret it definitely. And that's the one thing, like I said, I don't like doing, is I don't like regretting anything. So if you're gonna spend that one life thinking about what other people are thinking of you, then it's just gonna fly by. So just do anything you want with this one life you got, and then if it happens, it happens.
Do you guys think that TikTok's algorithm is fair? Like, have you had any experiences where you think a video is going to do really well, but then it doesn't get as much engagement?
Definitely. I feel like sometimes it'd be the videos that you try least on that blow up the most. You can spend like we'll spend like 10, 15 minutes filming a video and then another 10, 15 minutes editing. But sometimes if you take like an hour filming or like 30 minutes filming and then just another 30 minutes editing, that video might not do as well. But I don't know if it's fair. It just depends on your audience and then if you're overthinking it. But it's definitely not fair though. It's not fair. It has its pick me
Do
moments.
you think you've arrived where you want to be in your journey, or do you have more to go?
I definitely have way more to go. I feel like where I'm at right now is not where I should stop for sure. I feel like this is just the beginning.
What's your like dream success of
My dream success look is being on the biggest screen, which is obviously like on the theater. So I want to be on a big screen. I want to be just like a household name. I mean, like a house known name. Like just like, yeah, just a big name.
Is that more in line with your acting?
Yeah, well, more of my acting. I consider what I do as acting. Like I consider my skits as me acting, because it's all me acting as a different scenarios. So, but just on a bigger screen is my dream for sure.
Does that do you think TikTok gives you a better outlet towards like Hollywood acting?
I heard it doesn't. I heard that if you do TikTok, a lot of people, like a lot of directors don't like that. But it does like give you connections, and connections is like the best thing you can get from anything. Because
I think I have bad news. It's all about connections.
yeah, it's all about connections.
Like there are, of course, all the establishments looking for fresh faces every time. Okay, but if you are coming from somebody's recommendation, you have much higher chance to land in a movie compared to just going through audition.
Yeah.
So this is the question of what's fair. If you're talented but know nobody, it's going to be unfair for you. If you are less talented but know people.
And I think that's where TikTok helps me the most, because I'm able to meet a lot of big people that know a lot of other big people, and just the industry is just there.
Who's your coach?
With Susan.
Susan. Yeah. So Susan is the very first like level. So we have 3 levels in acting school. I'm in the 2nd level, and it's all online and Zoom. And Shantae is amazing. So what she does for us is she's trying to find these archetypes of existing actors who are successful and show us that, hey, if you're trying to go for the very same roles, you might have a higher success.
Yeah.
And she matched me with Jason Statham, interestingly, right? And then I was like, well, Jason Statham looks like just Bruce Willis, just a bit younger, right? So he's also like bald and kind of going for same roles and whatnot. And then I read his Wikipedia page. So Jason Statham initially was known for movies like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and then Snatch, right? Guy Ritchie, when he did those 2 movies, he wasn't as famous as he is now. But Jason Statham was like this hustler from the street doing some modeling for a clothing brand. And this is where Guy Ritchie found him, because of his looks and because of his like hustler expertise.
Yeah.
So he needed someone to play the hustler role in his movie, and Jason Statham was paid like £20,000, which is nothing, right, for like acting career, for movies which made like 80 million, you know. But again, like Jason Statham didn't have any acting experience whatsoever. He was just had the right look, and he was noticed by somebody who makes the calls.
Yeah.
See? So it's unfortunately it's a lot about connections. You still have to do like acting. You still have to have talent. And here on the table, you guys have so much talent. All of you can try acting and do pretty much well. But knowing people will get you there so much faster, you know. And that's the power of networking. All right, guys, this was Sublime Podcast season 3. We had Kash and David here. Watch them, follow their TikToks. Amazing, blowing through pretty much any expectations. It's just I'm still, you know, just taken away by all this knowledge and all this raw talent, unfiltered talent that we got closer to today. Kate, follow her, and also Sarah, follow her. All right, guys, see you. Cheers. Yeah, that's it. I learned so much. Just do it.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.